Seb, I want you right now to get up. And I was like, sorry, what do you say? Can you say that again? Because I was like, what's happening right now here? And I said, Seb, you're fine. You have soft tissue damage. I didn't know what that meant at all, to be honest. You have soft tissue damage, and I want you right now to keep walking again. And you can imagine, after all that experience, those mind-boggling, not knowing if I would ever walk again, if I would, what actually happens with my life, right? I suddenly had to find the courage to walk again. And, you know, I kind of remember just sitting up in my hospital bed, everything became dizzy, and I, you know, made my first steps again. And I was saying, well, that is the time right now. That is the time I promised and committed to my life to take life on. And that was the moment where I said, well, that's my journey. Let's do it. Let's start it. Right? And I got pushed onto the hospital floor. And you can imagine, Pete, that on the hospital floor, you know, it's super busy. People run from the right to the left and from the left to the right, and everyone is rushing around and, you know, confused and all these things. And I was sitting in my hospital bed, literally bleeding out of my ears because my eardrum has perforated, and like major things happen, right? So I was sitting there, still like dirt all over the place. You know, picture myself right now, sitting in that clean hospital bed, everyone rushing left to right, confused, you know, rushing around, believing that life is how to live life is being busy and doing these tasks, right? This is what people believe life to be. But having to accomplish something, okay? And I was sitting there just in total peace, right? I had this total peaceful moment of looking at the world around me and saying, why the heck? Why is everyone rushing? Why is everyone rushing? Why are we not just relaxing? And by relaxing, actually thinking about what our next step might be that moves us forwards. Okay, so I was sitting there and just really understanding that life is more than just about rushing around. Life is about being happy, and life is about making genuine, you know, relationships and loving each other and doing the things we really love to do in our life, contributing to loved ones around us. And this is what I see life truly to be all about, okay? And after that night, I had this most peaceful night ever. I had this most peaceful night ever. This night was just tremendous, where I understood that you know, just let's relax. Let's just live life every day to the fullest. Actually, really interestingly enough, Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, you know, billionaire by the age of 22, has posted a update a few weeks back now saying, I have lived to that moment right now 10,000 hours. Sorry, 10,000 days. Excuse me. That would be a short life. 10,000 days. And I was thinking about that. I was thinking, wow, how powerful is that? To actually taking each day and living that day to the fullest. Yeah, I have lived about 10,600 days so far. And I have lived so many hours right now in my life. And if we truly understand the power of the hour and making every hour count, making every hour living every hour in the embracement and in the power of ourselves. This is where true magic happens. Where true magic happens.
Wow, man, that's really awesome. Hey, like from that moment, from the accident to have that realization, what did you do next? Talking about that next step, okay, and savoring every moment and making every moment count. You left the hospital. What did you get started on?
That's a great question, Pete. And it's, you know, you probably expect right now me to tell you that that something just magically made pang and everything fell into place. And that's totally, you know, far far away from that, right? So what happened was that, and this all just, if I think about it right now, and thank you so much for conducting the interview with me, because it permits me and enables me as well right now to think about these moments again, because I thought actually nothing happened. I thought I went, we moved to Melbourne and life just moved on. My life just happened, okay? And things happened, and bad things happened, and challenges came up, and great things happened, and life just seemingly didn't change and didn't shift at all. But it actually did, and it did on a very profound level. Life changes on such minute levels that we actually don't even realize it when we are in that moment. Only if we actually, if we think of that moment back at time, back of that time when it is when we realize major things have opened up. Okay, and so I just knew I committed to my life. I just knew I was so dedicated and so committed, and I wanted to contribute to the world around me. I just knew that, and what's going on, or how it's going to unfold, actually what's going to happen, I had no clue at all. So I just had that vision, and I refined the vision over time. And in the beginning, I didn't know at all what's going on. People come to me and say, Seb, I don't quite know what my vision is, and I haven't refined it yet, and I don't know how I'll move from there. And what I tell these people, my students, is that let's just start somewhere. And wherever you are right now, you're supposed to be to get you where you want to be, to get you where you need to be in life, to truly make a difference to people around you, right? And this is really how I like to answer your question right now, that it is like a gradient. Life is like a gradient. It just unfolds, right? And it's not like this, you know what I mean? It's not like this this stepping thing where you suddenly have a plateau and then bang, everything bumps up. And people talk about it, yes they do, and to a certain extent I agree to that concept, but really if we see life more as almost like a share trading, like a share trading curve, there is so much more. I think it makes so much more sense, and it speaks more truth to me, to be honest. Yeah. So if you can just imagine this share trading curve, this is probably the way how I like to answer your question. Yeah.
Okay. So there's no one bang instant success. You're phenomenally full on. Everything's just falling into place. Bit by bit, your next step. So I think a lot of people fall into that trap. When you first think, I want to take on the world and be massive, and then it doesn't happen in 3 weeks, or 3 years, or 5 years. But like what you're saying, little bit by little bit, you change. So if you actually look back to those moments where you were struggling and having big challenges, you can see how far you've actually come.
Oh, totally right. Totally right. And speaking about challenges, holy macaroni, man. I mean, I have such a it's such a pleasure to watch people that have taken life on, have said to themselves, I believe in something, I have a mission, I want to contribute to the world, and I'm not going to buy into the BS that everyone tells me what life needs to be all about, obligations, what people believe the world to be about. And I really have a utter respect for anyone that has taken that belief on, like yourself, like any sort of entrepreneur, any sort of people or person that actually have vision, that want to be somebody